Karen, the most terrifying shark to ever swim the 8 seas. Caviar Key, Crawfish Bay, Dead Horse Lake, Baltic Bayou, Golden Shores, Prosperity Sand, Sapphire Bay, and the Gulf. All of these regions, ruled humans, and various predators will one day come under the rule of a single bull shark. An orphan, depressed, bloodlust-filled Karen. Now, that name as of currently doesn't send the slightest tremble through the ocean, nor the lands. It isn't because it was forgotten, but more like Karen is currently the size of a single pair of flip-flops. The fishes and humans could care less about her, and she's so terribly weak that even the smallest fishes prey on her. But one day, the entire seas will know her name, and to start, she'll have to start with this mysterious arm that came from who knows where. Karen having only been born, her mother being nowhere to be seen, off somewhere gambling at a far off casino, felt a deep sense of anxiety. So the first thing to do was to find somewhere to hide. Of course, on our way there, anxiety wasn't enough to stop Karen from snacking on anything that was in her way. In fact, vulnerability and trauma might be the reason she was eating. After constantly getting distracted by anything moving in the vicinity, Karen finally made her way into her new home. It was absolutely beautiful, a perfect place to perform self-grooming and harness the power of feminism. Oh wow, guys, damn, look at us, man. That's a pretty girl right there. Karen is in fact a cutie. Now, we did have access to an LGBT skin, but since she wasn't exactly a homosexual or lesbian, she left her home as she was. That wasn't the only reason. Home, after all, was suffocating. What other way to deal with the stress than to ravage and cause mayhem in a gator-infested swamp? Now, at just 1 year old, Karen already has ops, which are these local kindergarten kids whose parents weren't around to save them. After bullying the local children, the single mother of it now had smoke with Karen and began running her down with 2 of her other children. Woo! Oh. Fist fighting a grown lady when you're only 1 year old isn't exactly the best idea, especially when you're outnumbered. But Karen didn't have a choice. So with the skills of a world champion UFC fighter and the reflexes of a sane prince, Karen sent her ops to the Shadow Realm. Despite bullying the local stickfishes, she was still 1 year old, and without a mother or dad, she had to make her own living, so Karen accepted a catfishing job, and after working at it, which was like working at an underpaid sweatshop factory, she instantly aged by a year. On her way to get more catfishes, Karen discovered the Discord mods of the marine world, which were these 800-pound alligators who on sight tried to make her their Discord kitten. She did try to flee, but do y'all not know who this is? Oh hell nah! You did not just step up to Karen! Using her nibble and golly reflexes, she began obliterating this alligator so badly he had to exit reality to save himself from first-hand embarrassment. What? What happened? What happened? I think we whooped his ass so badly he decided to just disappear. Seeing that alligators weren't really all that, Karen just began bullying the hell out of this one gator. At first, it looked like it was mentally incapable, but that caused her to get smacked in the face and be sent running for her non-existent mama. We did eventually finish it off, before realizing maybe we shouldn't be trying to fight Discord mods on the first day of the job. She eventually did arrive at her job, and it looked a lot better than expected. And after a 12-hour shift of working a hard, labor-intensive job, Karen aged by another year in just an hour. Now, Karen is a bull shark, so as she ages, she also grows in size. We were also tasked with receiving license plates, but her application must have been rejected cause she almost died crawling on land trying to get one, only for her to phase through it even after multiple attempts. Now, collecting things wasn't Karen's specialty, but beating the piss out of Discord mods was. Karen decided to choose the baddest skater on the block, which was this big boy who was about 20 times the size of her. But Karen is horrendously and probably stupidly stubborn, so she engaged in Mortal Kombat with this gator, and it was insanely close. Mid-fight, she was definitely regretting picking a fight with it, but using patience and pattern recognition, cause all Discord mods look and move the same, she was eventually able to bring the beast to his knees, or well, into a pile of massive flesh. Now, it might look like Karen was enjoying her little battle, but she was shaking in her boots. Well, fins. This whole existence was terribly traumatizing, and in truth, Karen was a pacifist, believe it or not. So to let off some steam, she began throwing hands with a gator and this big old fish called a muskie. Okay, you better not go flying into the air, dude. There's 2 gators now? Oh no, bro! I can't see. There's two of them, so I can't tell. There's 3, bro. There's three enemies after me. Alright, go. Okay, boy. Okay. Damn, bro. Bro, I wish I was just fighting one dude. This fucking must get out here. Is he dead yet? No. There we go. What you got? What does he do? What was that? Y'all saw that? What the hell was that? You about dead. You about dead, boys. Give me that meat. Give me that meat, boy. Sending Discord mods and single mothers to the Shadow Realm is really fun, but as a child, Karen does need her nursing time. Yo, I'm evolving. Oh man, I'm ascending.
The shark is now a team, and we should expect much angst, ennui, and poor decision.
Oh yeah. Now, I'm not going to show the absolute massacre Karen went on, but just know, for her to become a teen, she went around the entire swamp delivering the message of, "Get off my lawn." Karen has actually become a very good looking girl. I guess feminism does do wonders. Now, I did forget to mention, have you ever noticed that Karen always looks like she either has nothing in her tiny brain of hers, or she looks as if she's seen some things. Things no child should see. Well, guess what happened to her mother? She was murdered by her freaking pimp. Literally shot down and cut open. So Karen has a major beef with the guy who did that to her mother. It was now time to move out of our new humble abode. Although Karen had only been here for about 5 days, being a teenager, especially around these parts, would dictate she was required to move out by the age of 4 years old. And yes, for Karen, being a teenager means being 4 years old. What the? What is this? What is this, guys? What the? What is this? I got Deadeye or something? Look at this, I got Deadeye. I don't think this has happened before. I don't know what this is. Oh, I can launch it. Oh, I see. I see what it's for now. I see what it's for. After traveling through very suspicious radiation-filled pipes, discovering a portal to the kaiju universe, and throwing hands with an inbred mutant fishes protecting the portal, she eventually arrived at a new, shittier part of town. This part was somehow dirtier and more polluted than the dookie-filled swamp we were living at. I think we just came to a worse area of town.
The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals.
This took 16 years? 16 years of what? 16 years of messing around? Our new crappy abode was definitely a major downgrade, and just arriving here, Karen had aged by an extra 2 years from the microplastics and waste in the water. This place is so bad that the fishes Karen was eating gave us nuclear radiation. Now, something, at least, was better here. The Discord mods. Not only were they bigger, but also white. So when Karen killed one of them, she got a whole year's worth of nitro. This is also the place where Karen got her first taste of humans. It was so delicious, she began violently ramming her head against one of the large metal ships, only to discover that there was nothing on it. There were also some really new and lethal enemies for Karen to deal with. It was these barracudas, who fought like the local crackheads at the 7-Eleven gas stations. This area also contains a lot of crime families, so Karen found herself working for one of them. Her task was to eat as many humans as possible, and it was actually pretty easy, cause these dudes were completely harmless. Oh no. Wait, it actually might have just been a ploy because after eating 6, a gang of machine gun wielding ski boys showed up and began lighting her up. Woo! This fatty, bro. Where you diving at? Oh, he's done. This hunter's done. Man, we just ate a hunter. Now, this is what you guys get for polluting the ocean, boys. Oh no.
The scourge of the swampland.
Oh no.
Bayou Willie.
Oh no. It's a freaking giant alligator, bro. Seeing the amount of hostile forces, as well as the massive gator who was no further than 15 feet away from her, she of course took some time to reconsider. A level 15 alligator, boys. Nothing new. I'm gonna heal up a little bit. I think we're gonna heal up and then we're gonna kill this alligator, then we're gonna go after jet ski, guys. Before coming to the conclusion that Bayou's Willie might be worth risking her life for. Maybe this guy's easier. Oh, he's done. Oh, he's done. Karen absolutely destroyed Bayou Willie, but the Discord mod who was next to her tried to abduct her, so of course she had to teach him a lesson that while she was a Discord E-kitten, she was also a predator, just like them. Just a different type. This guy's done, bro. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, guys. I just got me a new meal, boys. I just got me a new meal. Karen went straight to causing more trouble afterwards. The humans didn't like her snacking on the unarmed civilians, so they sent out more ski boys in an attempt to stop her rampage. Which is when a fellow feminist showed up. You can tell that she's a feminist by her figure. Okay. She did an astronomical amount of damage and instantly sent Karen running to the McDonald's to eat her stress away. And after a couple of swimming cheeseburgers later, Karen mauled the hell out of this feminist and inherited something super special, which is becoming a strong and independent woman who doesn't need no man. And now, for one of her jobs, she was made to go back to the nuclear area where she came from, but on the way to her job, her ravenous nature caused her to attack a mysterious ship, but something happened, and she was instantly put down like an impounded dog. Bro, what happened? Aw, hell nah. By the grace of God or returned by death, or because Karen's become so enraged that even death stayed cleared of her, she swam back and devoured her own murderers. Then showed up to a factory for work like nothing ever happened. She was supposed to fish for catfishes for some chump change, but this work area was just terribly hostile. Gators, barracudas were bombarding her. So by the time she ended her shift, she aged multiple years and looked awfully stressed. At least, she was bawling. Karen was now 8 years old. It doesn't sound like anything special, but this meant that she was no longer victim size. Look at how she's manhandling this gator. Yeah, don't mess with Karen. Going on another shift, Karen encountered a white, mentally special gator, which she bullied. Yeah, these new white Discord mods were some good predators to pick on, but there was something far more better coming up. One of Karen's ops showed up and challenged her to an old western style duel. Then mid-fight, after realizing Karen might actually be her, this diseased STD infected barracuda called up the rest of his homies and began jumping Karen. But Karen isn't stuck in here with them. They're stuck in here with her. Oh man. He can dodge like crazy, bro. He can dodge like crazy, guys. Yeah, he can dodge. He's almost dead though. He's almost dead. Woo! Got him! Killing that op, Karen was now given a chance to learn the truth. What happened to her mother. Before that though, she decided to visit the dentist. Alright, what do we got? A jaw? We got a jaw, boys. Oh my goodness, we got a jaw. My dog, like, you've been doing something, man. You've been doing something. You've been doing cocaine or something. Like, he been huffing on like the exhaust of a car. Yeah, these teeth were pretty damn ugly. Cause one of them looks like grandma teeth. The other looks like she has some sort of megadontia disease. And the one she actually went with looks like she got choked out and permanently turned blue as a result of it. Anyway, the truth that the op had left behind was pretty much irrelevant information about the pimp who killed her mother. Doesn't really matter. All we know is that this thick middle-aged man whose son is $1 million in debt due to his college tuition is the one who killed her mother. Now I want to beat up this alligator somewhere. These blind alligators? Yeah, I love beating up like these disabled kids. Bro, they're not even like foes, bro. They're just like weak foes. Okay, this one is actually fighting back. Hey, bro, this guy's actually good. What? Okay, hold up. Never mind. Never mind. He got the autistic strength right now. What? Y'all saw that? Yeah, Karen might have picked on the local special gators only to get her cheeks beaten and sent back home in a wheelchair. Being beaten by a special kid really has Karen looking rough around the edges, so she decided that it was time to move out of Dodge. She couldn't show her face around here again. The new area that we found ourselves in, Golden Shores, looked like the complete opposite of where we were at. It was so clean and peaceful. This caused Karen to instantly panic and frantically attempt to jump back to where she came from. But after a ton of attempts, she finally gave up and realized, hey, this place isn't so bad. The people here did look a lot better off and they had a certain cha-ching taste to them. There was also this new type of rival shark in this area. They definitely knew that this was a hotspot for getting rich as well. So of course they tried taking Karen out of the picture. Cause by now, her name has become pretty damn infamous. But despite its insanely bazooka speeds and insane reflexes, Karen turned this fellow shark into a chicken nugget. A quick snack later, Karen arrived at her new home, her new mansion. It was freaking amazing, super amazing. But to stay here, she would have to sell a couple of fins and kidney to just afford a New York level expense. So Karen came up with the brilliant idea of hunting down a Discord mod with deep pockets. You remember the swamp she was first in? Well, that's the hotspot for Discord mods. Karen returned to the swamp, took some time to do a bit of work at the old factory, and proceeded to find the biggest, the oldest Discord mod in all of the swamp. Just from one glance, this Discord mod is definitely on the verge of dying of old age and leaving behind a spread of inheritance. Oh my goodness, what is that? Where'd he go? Oh my goodness. Holy damn! This old man was not going down easy. It took many close calls and him zooming in and blissing the hell out of her before he finally croaked. Oh, we got him! Yeah! Oh no! Oh no!
But our shark is far too young to appreciate Rosie's classic brand.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. Karen returned to her new home, Golden Shores. Her pockets is now full, and with the pride of having been able to create her own net worth and prove that she's a strong, independent feminist, Karen spent some time enjoying a massacre of everything and exploring Golden Shores to celebrate her newly found success and money. And after a lot of eating very plump and round humans and cracked out sharks. Nice. Wait, am I still not big enough to actually devour these guys? It doesn't seem like it because they still drop meat. Bro, my controls always change, so it's really weird.
While the state of Dead Horse Lake is alarming, we can be assured that a new era
I'm adult!
Nice.
Haha. Damn, I'm looking big, boys. Karen's looking massive right now. Damn. Oh my Karen! Dude, what the hell happened to you? She's now an adult and looks awfully rough. She looks like she's been smoking for 90% of her life and working at a coal mine somewhere in India. She did unlock some special feminist powers, which made her tougher and stronger. This was great, but not nearly enough. She needed an evolution, one that would allow her to bring even the gods to their knees. So she spent literally 10 days searching and struggling to discover all these stupid landmarks. But it's finally over. We found something that would turn her black. Now, she could become a strong, independent black woman. It's 2025. She can be whatever the hell she wants. It looks like nothing right now, since it's just a pair of Bugs Bunny thieves. But this is the build she was going for. A few trap houses and caves later, Karen eventually encountered a roided up shark who was just a legally blind coked up fish who just performed kung fu for the next 2 minutes. Karen of course won the duel to the death, but it was an extremely close call. Her work ethic is absolutely unbeatable, so she did a bit of Easter egg hunting to unlock another shadow part. Karen somehow got bone fins while massacring humans, but the one she was truly aiming for was the shadow fins. Shadow had the ability to give her opponents STDs. Actually, this might be total trash. So she chose the souped up bone fins who turned her into a living missile. With her newfound abilities, Karen went around not murdering poor innocent marine life and people. Well, that's a first. She was too busy working her way to becoming a black shark. Not sure what type of ability it unlocks, but she does look cooler. After a long day at work, she returned looking even more horrendous than usual. She was able to unlock a skill called Becoming Obese. This stomach skill allows her to turn 100% of what she eats into fat. Well, isn't that wonderful? So wonderful, she celebrated by walking on land and killing anyone she came across. She was now an adult though, just a very ugly one. No offense to Karen. She's now moving to a much larger and luxurious part of the SeaWorld. As you can see, the locals here are already greeting her by trying to stab her and then disappearing when she's about to perform self-defense. This place is most definitely the Sea of London. There were also various other predators here. There were nerds who would assault her, thugs who would stab her, and other things. After arriving at her new home, it wasn't really worth taking the time to look at it, since it pretty much looks the same, but just a bit cleaner. That must be how it feels to go from rich to really rich. She took some time running around the much larger sea and eating anything she could find, but the vast, deep blue ocean reminded her of something. While these dudes on speedboats were tasty, she was still lonely. After all, it seemed like, of all the world, she was the only bull shark in existence. Having completely skipped her childhood and teenage years, she of course yearned for companionship. In simpler terms, a boyfriend. To deal with the ache in her heart, she visited her local McDonald's and snacked on a few walking meat sticks, and then some dudes showed up to disturb her peace. Woo! These hunters are done. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm slaughtering people left and right, so I don't think it's meaningless for them to come after me. We're killing these humans. Oh my goodness, we're destroying these humans. I mean, so many dead humans. After literally obliterating a small army, some dude calling himself Candyman showed up without a white van, trying to give her candy by firing at her. Karen didn't exactly like this, so she grabbed him off his boat and gnawed on his body until he turned into a mist of blood in the water. This happened in front of all his goons, so hopefully they learn to stay out of Karen's way. She has much better things to do. Karen decided to go on a stroll in London. Look how peaceful it is. Ignore the thug trying to assault her. Oh my goodness, are you serious? What the heck? Oh my goodness, I'm lagging too. Yep, a random obese hillbilly came out of the blue and began gnawing on her liver. She was legit moments from dying, and after a quick snack, Karen returned to find her assaulter completely gone. Next, Karen picked up some humans, snacked on them, disappeared like a 500-pound beach ball, then proceeded to travel the ACs, killing and going after the local nerds. A particular one caused her to fear for her life though, but after some else, she folded the crossed-eyed shark into multiple meat chunks. Now, something extremely weird happened. At the bottom right, it was signaling her to take revenge on the pimp who killed her mother. Hearing this, Karen instantly locked in and went home to put on her makeup. Yeah, she just plastered a bunch of baby powder all over herself and made herself look 10 times more hideous and less attractive. No wonder she's not finding any male bull sharks. Now it was time to pick a fight. Alright, how do I fight Scaly Pete? Fight Scaly Pete. I don't even know how to fight Scaly Pete. Okay, maybe I have to start a fight with him. So I gotta kill some humans. Karen had no clue, nowhere, how, or here. The pimp was nowhere to be found. So maybe drawing him out by butchering all the mystics carrying machine guns will get him out? 10 hours later. After a back-breaking 10 hours of butchering every single hunter, misogynist, and feminist, the pimp was still nowhere to be found. Well, that was a massive waste of Karen's time. It at least allowed her to age from 12 years old to 25 years old in just 3 days and 3 nights. Yeah, I guess putting on makeup and cosplaying as a zombie shark and then murdering half the population on Earth wasn't enough to lure out the pimp from hiding. I also forgot to mention that, no, she did not get frostbite on her flippers. She just unlocked a new superpower after whooping Nikola Tesla. A bit of working at a 9 to 5 later, Karen randomly got access to the perspective of the pimp. Which, wait, what? When did she ever attain the ability to see other people's vision? Whatever, it was time to fight this pimp. Come here, you bastard. You killed Karen's mother. Woo! We're destroying them. Reinforcements? Now, compared to the unbelievable, agonizing fight against the captains of hunters, this pimp was light work and Karen began nibbling on his leg. But his freaking loser son pours gasoline in her face and blows the entire boat up like an idiot. Oh no. Well, they should have just taken into the fact that 10 minutes before this, Karen had multiple bombs and missiles and 50 cal machine guns thrown at her. So an explosion was nothing but a minor inconvenience. Karen next visited a more hip part of town. A new home, which was definitely a downgrade, was waiting for her. She instantly left to hunt down humans instead of staying there cause what the fuck is this? This new area was a lot livelier, so she actually prefers to be out here. And it was also the place that her mother was stuck in at. There were also a lot of great white sharks who might have actually been one of her dads. But who the hell cares? She was too bloodthirsty to give a hell. Okay. Woo. Can I book in? A lot of massacring later, Karen was able to become an independent, strong black woman whose whole belief was in feminism. And oh man, what the hell happened to her? She looks like a freak. No lie, Karen is 100% dying as a virgin. Or she's about to make the first male bull shark she sees as her housewife. Anything in her path stood no chance. It wasn't even a battle. It was a massacre. And they have the highest testosterone. What? Okay, hold up. This was even more apparent when Karen encountered a middle-aged man who got absolutely bullied and covered in her aura of magnificence. Yeah, this was just tragic. Karen, as if her previous home had no value, swam and arrived at a much larger and deeper part of the ocean. Something even more crazier was here though. It was the pimp trying to get his ones back with Karen here. Yeah, somehow he managed to look more like a freak than even Karen. Karen still has a bit more to increase her infamy beyond what is necessary, so she found a hillbilly with his pants down and proceeded to cover this dude in black mist and do a 1000 multi-hit combo on him, turning him into multiple slabs of yummy meat. A celebration was definitely needed, so Karen visited her favorite place to become obese, and finally, she exceeded the weight limit of any shark in history. She was given the title, Omega. Pretty damn insane, huh? Karen no longer had any business with these humans. They were just leftovers from the original army she had just folded. There was also a more important target, a hillbilly who had never left his mother's basement. The scariest kind of hillbillies. And how close Karen got to dying showed how much of a monster this dude was. Help! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! No way, no way, bro. No way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ah, I'm gonna die, bro. Holy crap. Holy crap. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, bro. Karen needed a quick snack, and she went straight back into the scary basement. Yeah, she's got some balls of steel. Her courage really paid off because she began schooling this hillbilly in his own lair. And the way bro was fighting, Karen must have had a job application on hand cause that hillbilly straight up made a book for it. Of course it got chopped up like onions and consumed by her, but he was still pretty tough. Karen really needed a break. Handing out ass whoopings left and right really took a toll on one's mental health. So to ensure she knew that she wasn't going crazy, she tried on her new bone helmet. Okay, now she looks completely cracked out. Karen is now able to head to her next home. But before that, she was going to do some sightseeing and enjoy her time traveling on land. There was a lot of cool things to do, like a dinosaur fossil, an underwater base, her new and actually upgraded home. She also had a new hairstyle waiting for her at home. Karen is officially the ultimate feminist, and to test out her newfound infamy, Karen delivered the message of absolute death to every sperm whale, hammerhead, and alpha males in the area. And oh my days, did the screams of these giant sperm whales bring a smile to her face. While Karen did find her revenge very satisfactory, making a sexist queer male scream in agony held its own special place in her heart. There was also one more monster she had to display her dominance over, before she could even consider herself the alpha boss girl of the sea, which is the terrifying, white privileged, 6 foot, with abs, giant sperm whale who came at her like a wrecking ball. Now, one hit and this dude would send Karen to the Shadow Realm. The entire sea was jumping in. But that was kinda perfect. Karen used her surroundings like a Krav Maga expert and finished off the giant with her black mysterious mist. Yeah, rest in peace to bro. Karen took a trip back to her home where she sat and pondered what the meaning of life was. The pimp was still alive, but where was he? Well, I guess that didn't matter because Karen decided to enjoy a nice long vacation. We are at the right area, boys. We need to know where the hell it is. Out of the blue, Karen was given the opportunity to peek into the pimp's current life. Is that a nuke?
So you found me. So what?
Pete, I don't know what all this is, but you're scaring us.
What you gotta be scared about? You a shark?
Pete, I don't want to, but I think we need to get the police, maybe the Coast Guard involved.
You think I'm crazy? No, I'm the most sane man you ever seen.
Yep, bro has officially lost it. The pimp had a specific area to meet up at. Karen wasted no time and zoomed all the way there, face to face, and after that...
You can't see. I came prepared today. I'ma fix you up real, Purdy. Gonna hurt you bad.
Ooh! Holy shit! Yeah, the pimp wiped the floor with Karen. She thought gnawing on Nikola Tesla's balls would work, but it seems for this battle, Karen would have to go from black to white. In a way, Karen has found a way to make herself even more uglier than she initially was. Didn't know that was possible, but the pimp also decided to do the same. He didn't look all that bad when it was nighttime, but now the sun makes him look even worse than her. Didn't know this was a competition, okay? Now, this pimp pulled out all the cars. He had missiles, scuba divers, reinforcements, warhammers, 40k void shields, and his own 50 caliber machine gun. But eventually, Karen was able to disable one of the light bulbs, causing more reinforcements to arrive and overwhelm her with bullets. Her lightning powers in Bone Skin was pushed to the max. This was gonna be a close call. To make things a little easier, Karen targeted the reinforcements, avoiding the TNT and missiles. Karen was ready to put an end to the pimp. One last jump, just a very laggy one, sealed Karen's and the pimp's fate. And with one final struggle. Damn! Not this again. Oh no. Oh no.
Laissez le bon temps rouler.
Damn! Both Karen and the pimp died. If she wasn't that girl, Karen was still kicking and has officially become the most powerful and most dangerous Karen in all of history.